Banned. Okay, now I know this graphic is really gross, but I just had a really big scare that they had permanently banned my biggest account. So this is going to be a video about worms, and then specifically it's going to go into the liver flukes. Now I had an interesting situation where I posted a video about liver flukes that got so much traction. But on the part 2 where I really gave the information about how easy it is to get rid of liver flukes, TikTok suppressed it so very much to the point where I made a video on my other account asking people to go like it. I tried to pull out all the stops. I tagged a bunch of people. And still it's rather suppressed. So this is on parasites and the liver fluke and herbs and how you don't need any binders. It's just the actually natural way to get rid of these things, because in 2024 and 2023, what has happened is that the biodigital convergence has really gained a lot of steam, and it's coming through every single pharmaceutical product, including ivermectin and fenbid. When I say every single pharmaceutical product, that means know your enemy. If you don't know what the biodigital convergence is, I really recommend you go look it up. This is for the transhuman agenda. And because of this, they've introduced terms like Herxheimer, because of all these symptoms people were having from poison. Then they told you need a binder because people weren't getting far long enough. Then they put the biodigital convergence nanotechnology in the binders. So for more information on which binders I am speaking of, go scroll through my Patreon titles. I'm going to leave my link with all my links in the description. And if you're having trouble accessing anything, make sure you open this in your browser. Let's get started.
Hundreds of worms. I came out of my illness, I released hundreds of worms. Some of them look like earthworms from the fucking ground. The photos are wild. There's roundworms, rope worms, tapeworms, all different kinds of parasitic worms. There's also parasites that are microscopic. Dr. Klinghardt, who's a guru in this field, says that those are actually even more harmful. It will be virtually impossible for you to completely rid yourself of parasitic organisms. There's always going to be trillions of organisms in your body that aren't you. There are parasites that are here to help serve humanity, just to deal with. I came out of my illness, I released hundreds of worms. Some of them look like earthworms from the fucking ground. The photos are wild. There's roundworms, rope worms, tapeworms, all different kinds of parasitic worms. There's also parasites that are microscopic. Dr. Klinghardt, who's a guru in this field, says that those are actually even more harmful. It will be virtually impossible for you to completely rid yourself of parasitic organisms. There's always going to be trillions of organisms in your body that aren't you. There are parasites that are here to help serve humanity, just to deal with. I came out of my illness, I released hundreds of worms. Some of them look like earthworms from the fucking ground. The photos are wild. There's roundworms, rope worms, tapeworms, all different kinds of parasitic worms. There's also parasites that are microscopic. Dr. Klinghardt, who's a guru in this field, says that those are actually even more harmful. It will be virtually impossible for you to completely rid yourself of parasitic organisms. There's always going to be trillions of organisms in your body that aren't you. There are parasites that are here to help serve humanity, just to deal with. I came out of my illness, I released hundreds of worms. Some of them look like earthworms from the fucking ground. The photos are wild. There's roundworms, rope worms, tapeworms, all different kinds of parasitic worms. There's also parasites that are microscopic. Dr. Klinghardt, who's a guru in this field, says that those are actually even more harmful. It will be virtually impossible for you to completely rid yourself of parasitic organisms. There's always going to be trillions of organisms in your body that aren't you. There are parasites that are here to help serve humanity, just to deal with. I came out of my illness, I released.
Okay guys, now I know this is gross, all right? I know this is like super freaking gross, but I want to show you guys that you don't need like a fancy things or things that necessarily say parasite cleanse. Like I try and tell people, everything in my store helps with this. And also, having a great diet will make your body a parasite cleansing machine. These are liver flukes that were in my stool just now. It is 3:45 p.m. I'll show you one more time and then I will do away with this nasty visual, okay? So, what did I eat yesterday? Okay, let me go back. What did I eat yesterday? Well, I don't eat much in a day. So yesterday I had leftover Lebanese chicken with some basmati rice. That came with a garlic sauce, and I had some of my fermented sriracha on the side because I love it, and I had pickles because I love them, right? Then later, last night, my mom got Cane's chicken. Yes, she got Cane's, and I was so freaking hungry and had such a long day that I couldn't make myself anything. So got the Cane's chicken with the french fries. Never get the soda, ever, 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 ever. And yes, and look, we got European in us, maybe that's it, but I got a bowl with some real mayonnaise, and I added my salsa verde because it's the best. This right here, I sell this in my shop. It looks this vibrant as it goes in the mail. These are sealed. This has your cilantro, your jalapenos, your raw garlic, just the goodness, right? So I had the mayonnaise with the salsa that I dipped my fries in. Of course I had the cane sauce, and of course I had pickles on the side, and I got my grass-fed butter and ate it with the toast. And I ate all of it. Oh my God, I was so hungry. I have not had hot tea these past 2 days, okay? Now, what did I do today? Like I said, it was 3:45 p.m. when I started this video. I haven't had coffee in like 4 days. So this morning, I had coffee. I went live on Sovereign Hippie, so people saw me drinking my coffee if you were on that live, because I can't go live here. I had my coffee with my, it was actually pumpkin and hazelnut syrup mixed together. So my pumpkin, vanilla, and hazelnut syrup mixed together. Now that has your maple syrup, your coconut sugar, your cane sugar, your MCT oil, your fresh pressed Ceylon cinnamon. Great for parasites. So I had my normal coffee with my sugar, my syrup, and my grass-fed cream. That's what I had. Now, about 3 hours ago, I also drank my natural living water that's made living through minerals. And I put some of my purslane tincture in it. This is also amazing for parasites. So after my coffee, that's what I drank today. Living water with my purslane tincture. And about 30 minutes ago, I finished my lunch. Could have been 45 minutes ago, I finished my lunch. That was a bean and cheese taco with my salsa verde, grass-fed sour cream, and avocado. And this is the past 2 days. Other than that, I also had some pineapple juice yesterday. So I had pineapple juice. I also had a little bit of red wine. And so this is what I had, and today I passed liver flukes. So just want to make this video. Cheers. Corn. What can I say? Hey y'all. I like corn. What can I say? I like corn. No, I'm just kidding. I never eat corn. But I want to show y'all some images from my liver flukes video and show y'all that they can look different. Someone else in my comments said hers look like flat slugs. Sometimes they look like rolled up tomato skins, which those have been in my poop as well. I didn't even know that. I just found that out earlier today. So check this out. Pulled this one off of TikTok. So you can see like dried ones, and then to the right you can see some in the stool. So this one, where's my finger? That looks like mine right there. Right there. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Yellow or cream in color, about the size of a kernel of corn. The consistency is like Jell-O, and that's definitely what it was like in my video. The funny thing is, on this internet it says they fished it out with a plastic spoon. That's literally what I fished it out with today, was a plastic spoon. What a coinkydink. Okay. There's different flukes. There's different flukes. Okay, so I want to show that that slide. Here is apparently another picture of liver flukes. They look like kernels of corn, except you haven't eaten any corn lately. Now, I know I'm not the only one who has been there before. Like, where did this corn come from? I didn't eat no corn. Here are some other images. Some other images. Gross. Here are more images. Gross. And more images. I would say mine looked resembled the bottom one just a little bit more. And here are more images. So you've got the little ones and those longer ones. And here are more. So it's also said that they can look like sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds. So there you go. And here are more. You can see they have this little pointy thing. And if you go tap this comment, go back to my video, you will see that in the gross image that I show you guys. In the gross video, I mean. And here's another example. Now, please don't report this or that makes you extremely, extremely lame. We all have a free will and you can scroll. This is for educational purposes only. Don't hate, congratulate. Gross anybody out, all right? So if you're grossed out, okay, now I'm not trying to gross anybody out, all right? So if you're grossed out, I'm sorry. I hope you get ungrossed later. But I just pooed. I really, like, how is a good way to say poop? I don't know. I just pooed a liver fluke and a worm. Or more worms. There's also worm on my toilet paper. Ew, gross. What did I possibly do different today? Well, I got on live earlier on Sovereign Hippie and I was like, I'm gonna take my tincture because I forgot to take it for a week, and it is a combination of the purslane alcohol extract, which is a tincture, and the pine bark water extract. They're combined, and I took this much of a dropper under my tongue this morning, and I drank some of my living water. Other than that, I did the same thing I always do. I made some iced coffee with some grass-fed cream, which is your vitamin D3, by the way. And it's small batch pasteurized. It's not high ultra pasteurized either. But that's what I did different. And big ol' liver fluke in there. And a worm hanging off one of the logs. And a worm on my toilet paper. And I did wash my hands. It's interesting because I was listening over to my podcast about what the horse stuff has done to people at the same time. And I just thought to myself, see? These people don't know that you don't need these things. You see how it just comes out? Because your herbs are your binders as well. And all of your herbs are also your anti-parasitics. Purslane and pine bark are two more powerful things. And they tackle the eggs as well. And you know, there's like, I used to actually believe the internet when it said there's only a few things that can bring out liver flukes. That is such a lie. You guys know how many times I've had liver flukes in my toilet? So many freaking times, you guys. And every time that I remember, it's when I choose to take my own medicine, my own stuff. And the only other thing I have done different is not last night, but the night before, I drank some of my toasted strawberry basil tea. Oh, and the night before that, I did my beauty sleep drops, but that was 2 nights ago. But as far as today, the only thing I did different was take the tincture. And boom. Woo, Nancy. Okay, now I'm not trying to gross anybody out, all right? So if you're grossed out, I'm gonna try and make this really quick because I'm trying to eat some quick dinner. But right now I'm enjoying my liver alone tea, so it inspired me to do a follow-up on the liver fluke. Now I had to turn my comments off because I'm trying to save some time. So when it comes to liver flukes, anything that's going to increase your bile can easily get rid of your liver fluke. So pause to read, moving on. Another great way to get rid of them is just anything that will get rid of helminths can get rid of liver flukes. So anything that gets rid of helminths gets rid of liver flukes. Okay. So with this being said, first of all, I'm drinking my liver alone tea, and it has been a minute since I drank this tea. Oh God, I gotta hurry up and eat this. I can smell it from here to here. I can smell my tea. Ugh, it smells amazing. But guys, one of the videos I dropped before said, drink this and don't look in the toilet. If you drink this tea for 3 days in a row on an empty stomach, you are probably going to see corn in your toilet, which is liver fluke. This liver alone tea addresses all things liver and kidney, including increasing your bile and clearing your bile duct. But the Pine Needle Tea Plus is also great for this. So is the Young Energy Detox. I'll show you something on that in a second. The Pine Needle Tea Plus, because of the clove and actually because of all 3 ingredients. because parasites pine needles get rid of helminths, turmeric gets rid of helminths, plus, pine needles, cloves get rid of helminths, right? Plus, the lemongrass increases your bile. That's the pine needle tea plus. So I need to update the helminths because there should actually be more search results, so I didn't do something right. But these two will also get rid of flukes. Why do we want to get rid of them? Pause to read, okay? Then when you talk about liver for fibrosis and cirrhosis of the liver alone tea addresses these things as well. And I already said the thing about the bile. In this article, it also mentions black seed, which I also have in my store. It mentions sweet wormwood, and believe it or not, yarrow is in the family that wormwood comes from, which is also in the liver alone tea. So yarrow tincture, I wanted to tell you guys, if I was to take my yarrow tincture, you can easily get rid of flukes with that as well. But for more comprehensive, the liver alone is a great option because it also has yarrow in it, among the other things. And so once again, pause to read. And we've got a pause to read. What does this say? Nematode worms, eugenol. Yeah, oh, the cloves. So then here's the information about the cloves. So, and then the last thing is this. Well, it's not really the last thing. There's so much more I could say in this video, but I don't want this to get cold. And I've been trying to finish this episode for like, I think a week. And I get so tired. It's one of those that you gotta focus. So this time, it's gonna happen, I think. But I have a series on here. It's a helminth series. I encourage you to go find it and watch it. And everything in there will also get rid of those for you. Cheers. Okay, I'm gonna try and make this really quick.